Hello ladies and gentlemen, I am Lorthorn and welcome to a mod showcase for Extra Origins and Origins Genesis, both Origin mod add-ons. Origin is a mod in which you can start the game as something other than a human, so not a Steve or Alex, but rather something different like a cat person or a tree person or whatever. As always, the new origins are found by creating a new world and starting a new game. This menu here shows up, let you pick a new start. You can be a regular old human, or you can go to a whole bunch of different options. Most of the options are from the base game Most of the options are from the base mod, but there's a few add-ons along the way. So we're going to take a look at those and see what we can see about them. So I hope you all enjoy this Origins add-on mod showcase thing. Alright, and on with the show. The first extra origin we are looking at comes from the Genesis Origins add-on, and that is the Arcane Knight. Arcane Knight. Arcane Knight? And that is the Arcane Knight. Show them your power. Spells. You cast mighty spells that cause destruction, but you have to learn them first. Mana. Your mana determines how many spells you can cast. Weak. Born mostly of magic, your physical form is somewhat puny. You have 3 less hearts. Eldritch Aura. Increase mana regen near enchanting tables or bookshelves, and above 4 hearts. Fireball. Launch a fireball and bring hell. Lightning Strike. Summon lightnings whenever you hit something. Wither Call. Death is at your beck and call. Plasma Invulnerability. Become immune to lightning and fire damage. And Flight. Control the heavens. Alright, the Arcanist is unexpectedly complicated, but also incredibly simple at the same time. I really don't mind the reduced health. They start with, materials to use the enchanting table. They learn them by leveling up, so they have a little leveling order if you go into achievements, which basically explains all the levels they need to go through to get what you want. So level 5, level 10, level 20, level 50, and level 100. Level 100 is ridiculous to reach. 50 is pretty hard to reach. 100 is insane. And the way it is coded makes it a little hard to showcase. The Witherbolt, that's pretty cool. The Lightning Strike's fun. And you can attach the Lightning Strike, I believe, to the Fireball, which is pretty cool. Fire immunity, not bad. And the flying is Elytra that gives you. So the flight mastery is you just get Elytra. So if you make some fireworks with that, you get a free Elytra without having to have anything on your back, which is pretty cool. No, I really like them. They're a class that's very dependent on their XP, and if you die and lose your XP, you don't lose the knowledge of the spells. Those are bound to the achievements. But you do have to pass the level threshold, which makes them interesting. It's kind of a different way about going things. It actually doesn't change your game all that much. It reduces your health and gives you superpowers that are tied to your mana resource, which is regenerated by an enchantment table. And that's about what I can say for them. They don't change the game much, but they're really, really cool, well thought out, well put together. The little particle effects of enchantment coming off them. Oh, I do like that. That is something I enjoy. On to the next one. So the Arcane Knight is the only tier 1 from the add-ons, unless the Gasling is not base, but I'm pretty certain it is. The first tier 2 we come across from the add-ons is the Floran. This is from Extra Origins. Florans, a species of plant people that obtain their nutrients from the sun and gain strength from water. Green Thumb. Sneaking using on fertile blocks with an empty hand will grow plants at the cost of some food. Photosynthesis. You are satiated by being exposed to the sun. Absorption. You deal 2 more damage when wet. Flammable. You take twice as much fire damage. Nectivore. You can only consume honey bottles. The Nectivore is very, very straightforward, but I enjoy them. They have free bone meal with their hands, which is pretty cool. Basically, you just have to shift right click and you get bone meal for free. Very useful power. They eat sunlight, so they actually never have to eat as long as they stay above ground and it is daytime. If they do need food, they can eat nectar, which has wonderful sound effects while being eaten. They can't eat bread. Bit of a shame. Fire damage. I can accept that a tree type creature would take additional fire damage. Doing extra damage while they're in water. Don't exactly get it, but okay, yeah, we can have it. And yeah, I enjoy their gameplay. It's kind of an irony that they actually don't get anything out of their green thumb besides being able to grow trees, which in some retrospect can be quite strong, especially with other mods. And sure, it costs food, but you always have sunlight, so you have the food. And if you're playing multiplayer with other people, you would love to have a Floran gardener near your base. They could just produce so much food for everyone else. Yeah, no, nothing bad to say about the Floran. I like basically every aspect of them. They're really straightforward, really easy, just like them. Anyways, next tier 2 is also a part of the additional Origins mod, and it's the tier 2 mushroom counterpart to our tree person, the Trufflin. Trufflins, along with having normal properties of fungi, have the unique ability to adapt to situations on the fly. You can switch between different magic spores. Red cap boosts offense, green cap boosts defense, and blue cap boosts mobility. Changing spores will decrease the abilities of the other two caps. Infested. Sneak using on a soil block with an empty hand will turn it into mycelium at the cost of some food. Rooted. You gain a buff based on the spore you have activated when standing on mycelium. Red cap increases attack speed. Green cap grants immunity knockback, and blue cap amplifies jump height. Decomposition. Food is decomposed before consumed, not applying any stats effects you would gain otherwise. Trufflin is cool. This is such high quality, this little menu here. And then their spore color changes, which is also really high quality. The defense mode is, well, on a fly, it can help probably save your life, although this time does take a while to change. The attack mode is more my speed. It just makes you kind of normal Minecraft, but you hit a little bit harder. My favorite is, of course, mobility. I'm always a fan of higher speed, higher mobility, so I quite like the mobility that it offers. Then the ability to plant the mycelium in the ground, that's cool. And the jump boost is a little bit weird because you have to be sprinting to gain it. You don't get it if you're just there. You have to do a sprint jump and then you take fall damage from it. It's a little amusing. And yeah, makes them really good. They're just solid, well-rounded, and while they lose the abilities of the non-prioritized shroom, they get the ones that they switched out, and it just makes them really fun and good. And next of the tier 2 impact, we have Dragonkin. This is from the Genesis add-on. All but one of the great dragons left the end. Where they went is unknown. What we do know is you were born of them. Dragon wings. You have the wings of your ancestor. Take to the skies. Dragon scales. Your skin is thick, giving you natural protection. Dragon breath. Channel the power of the end. You are immune to magic damage because of your connection. Draconic physiology. The old magic that courses in you lets you move through the air as your ancestors did, but you are heavy, and when you reach the ground, your wings only slow you down. Carnivorous. As a dragon, you can only digest meat. Anything else won't sustain you. Right, Dragonkin, very straightforward. Its coding is a little messy, giving you permanent slowness 2. And let's talk about permanent slowness 2. Slowness 1 is actually quite a big debuff. Slowness 2 is a ridiculously huge debuff. That is 30% slower than normal. Think about that. That is a lot. Now, it does have the Elytron's power of this jump boost. However, it can't utilize it quite as well as the Elytron, so Fireworks is definitely going to be your friend. And then it has this Fireball power where it can launch a fireball that is very similar to the Ender Dragon's Fireball. It leaves the poison breath of the Ender Dragon, or the Dragon Breath, also leaves fire. and they are immune to the effects. You also have some natural armor, of course, a permanent light draw. Carnivore, I don't mind carnivore, you just have to do some animal husbandry or go hunting. But permanent slowness makes the Dragonkin absolutely awful, especially slowness 2. I really don't like that as a debuff or a trade. Yeah, Dragonkin, wouldn't play it myself. The next origin of medium impact also comes from the Genesis add-on, and it is the Infested. You are a descendant from the scuttling silverfish. They know you and come to your call. Burrow. Inherited from your insectoid ancestors, you can burrow through most kinds of stone, but not very far. Kindred. Silverfish know you and will not be hostile towards you. Infest. Whenever you are hit and standing on stone, your brethren come to your aid. Small. You are smaller, like an insect. Born underground. If light is too bright, you will go blind temporarily. Wear pumpkin or mob head to cover your eyes. Squishy. Being part bug and small, you have less health. Oxidized. If you're outside of stone for too long, your body begins to deteriorate. Right, then Infested. Not a fan of them. Their burrow ability is a little weird. Kind of interesting that's dependent only on stone. Kind of trying to make them silverfishy, but yeah. They're small. There's plenty of other small things, so it's not that big of a deal. Their kindredness to silverfish. I never found that silverfish actually fought for me. They just sort of spawned whenever I get attacked. Maybe it has to be with players, and so it's more PvP. Kind of see that. Their underground movement's a little bit weird. Yeah, being a little stone dependent is kind of interesting. I don't know, but they just can't swim, and yeah, they take damage whenever they go into a wall because the coating's thinking you're suffocating. It's not 100% certain what it's doing. Yeah, they just kind of, I don't know, they feel like a worse version of the Phantom to me. I'm just not really a big fan of them. Don't really like them. That's all I can say. And on to the high impact tier 3 origins. First, we have the Inkling, a subspecies of human that are incredibly small. They utilize their size to hide from their enemies, navigating small spaces. Bite-sized. You are 4 times smaller than a regular person. You have 5 less hearts. You have 0.5 more attack speed. You have 0.25 less attack range, and 1 less build range. Nimble. You are immune to thorns and various other nastiness. You are not slowed down by all blocks such as sweetberry bushes or cobwebs. You can walk on powdered snow. Small adept. You exhaust much slower than others, thus requiring to eat less. Climbing. You are able to climb any kind of wall, not just ladders. Jockey. You can ride other players. Okay, unfortunately I do not have another player, but that really doesn't matter. This is from the Extra Origins mod, and my goodness, I think this is my favorite origin ever. It reminds me so much of the Gulliver's mod, which was one of my all-time favorite mods. It's a very cool mod, the Gulliver's mod, but this little sucker is just the best. Oh, them being so small is amazing. They can just walk through things. I love it. You can basically play as a mouse. You can play as a borrower, especially with being able to ride other players. That is brilliant. This is so well done. So they've got like their big old wall here, let's say, and you come along, you go doop, 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 doop. You punch a hole through their wall, you add your staircase, and then that's it, just your house. You can live in their walls, and then you can have a little Tom and Jerry sort of thing going on, and you can live in your own little house, and then you can go out and go hello. But it's just great. And what do they look like on a bed? They're probably going to be intersected weirdly on the bed. That'd be a bit of a problem in your household house. Oh, no, they just land the pillow. Oh, that is excellent, actually. No, I really, really like these little pillows, the little titchy guys, and they can attack a little bit faster than normal. And they're just like, yeah! Oh, sneaky. Gotta climb this wall. And then you can have the old cobwebs in the side of the building. And then you can just run through them. Truly, I think my favorite origin, and you've made the Extra Origins mod potential thing I'd want to install just to play as one of these little buggers. Because they're so good. Oh, so good. I love them. I love them to bits. Okay, on to the next origin. Next, we have the Piglin. High impact. Piglins are very fond of gold and experts at utilizing it. All that glitters. Gold tools deal extra damage and golden armor has additional protection. Gold equipment lasts much longer, but non-golden and non-netherite equipment breaks faster. Netherite armor gives you a small speed boost. Piglin neutrality. Piglins do not attack you unless provoked. Brutes will still attack you on sight. Crossbow master. You deal 75% more damage with a crossbow. Nether inhabitant. Your natural spawn will be in the nether. Homesick. When outside of the nether, you are zombified, becoming undead, immune to fire, but slower. Carnivorous. Your diet is restrained to meat. You cannot eat vegetables. And flabby. You have 2 less hearts than a healthier human. Soul spooked. You're afraid of soul fire. Become weak when you get near it. Alright. Let's see. Piglin. Couldn't care less about it. Don't want to start in the nether. Don't care for the dietary things. That's what we covered before. Gold. I'll play Goblin if I want to be a gold boy. Yeah, no. Just don't really care for the nether start. That whole thing. I've made my opinions clear on this before with the Blazeborn. And it's the same with the Piglin. Just couldn't care less about them. The Golem Born. Golem Borns are few and far. Goliaths, they are unlike their forefathers. They retain some of their strength, but only some of their size. Iron skin. Golems born larger size isn't the only thing they got from their ancestors. Your skin is hard, like iron. Strong. Your immense arms are capable of crushing stone, and are faster at breaking any block. Colossal. You're larger, weighed down, but also giving strength. Various. You can eat metal items, including golden food, nuggets, scrap blocks, and the like. Eating blocks, especially netherite, will give you an extra buff. Clumsy. Prefer the stable power of your fists over that of a sword or axe. Bulky. Your iron body is thick, and you can only wear leather or chainmail that is flexible, which again is incorrect when it comes to creation of armor from the other mod review I went to. Okay, Golem Born. Giant fellow, kind of fun. They're slower than normal, they eat metal. Yeah, I can get behind them. Immune to the knockback. Still have a lot of trouble taking a golem on a straight up fight, but they can do it if they have the right resources, which is something that most players can't do. They eat the metal, that's cool. Get different bonuses from it, that's also cool. Nope, I enjoy the Golem Born. Their armor wearing limitations are kind of, well, whatever. I think they're alright. Wouldn't play one myself, but I'd be perfectly fine having them around. And I do like having the golems launch them into orbit ability. The Golem Born is an interesting one. Okay, so, final thoughts, final opinions. I prefer a lot of the extra origins over the Genesis origins. The Genesis has some cool things, some creative ideas, and some other things that fall flat. The Wizard's really cool. I think he's my favorite of the Genesis mobs. I really like the Wizard. But then, I basically like everything from extra origins besides the Piglin. I like the Inkling a lot. I like the Mushroom Boys. I like the Tree Boys. Extra Origins is really well put together, and the Piglin just isn't for me, but the coding is there, everything's put together, the ideas are really clever, it's thought through, it adds a lot of interesting things. Now, I did miss the Gasborn, but basically they can float about and shoot fireballs, and that's all there is to them. And you've got this sort of slow, bumbling, floaty movement, so you float downwards, and you shoot fireballs. And that's about all there is to being the Gasborn. Or Gastling, whatever you want to call it. Geist. There's nothing wrong with them. I prefer the Arcane Knight above them. I think the Arcane Knight's cooler. Yeah, the Genesis just sort of like, meh, whatever. Is what it is. But I really like the Floran, I really like the Trufflin, really like the Inkling, and I don't really care either way for the Piglin, I'll never play it. But yeah, No, interesting, interesting. Quite enjoy the Inkling. And yeah, I guess we'll leave that there. These extra origins, there's still the origin classes and mob origins to cover. But as of yet, we have gone through a pretty decent amount of the origins mods. We're almost at the end, dear friends. We're almost at the end. So, with that, I'll thank you very much for watching. And until next time, goodbye.